Hello, paper review back from his holidays with a big new cake budget and one or two things in our in tray. Never mind, no time for old newspapers, not when we got fresh news stories like ding, Mardy Barton says Mercy Marseille, ding, Ronaldo from CR7 to CRY, and ding, two teams who both claim to be Richardson. France first for us anyway, where the summer transfer market has underlined once again the yin and yang, north and south, Jules and Jim schism between Ligue 1's biggest rivals, Paris Saint-Germain and Olympique Marseille. Because while PSG went out and bought the Messiah, Olympique Marseille rather handily went for a very naughty boy. Yes, Joey Barton, here he is on the cover of La Provence telling us, "I am different." In other news, exclusive pictures of bear approaching woodland holding toilet roll. Well, it is the deal which for many people put the G into OM. He's certainly been in the can before, but never to my knowledge in Marseille. But the fans there have already welcomed him with a giant banner at the Velodrome, citing his favourite band, saying, "Welcome, sweet and tender hooligan." It's an idea that could run and run that. Future ones could include Wuzman, it was really nothing, teammate in a coma, and the boy with a cohiba in his eye. Still, as the gladiolad one himself might observe, that joke isn't funny anymore, for it's a new club, this, for Joey, and a new beginning too. As La Provence points out, Joey just dreams of letting his past be his past. His faux pas can make you forget that he's actually one of the finest English midfielders of his generation. Like Lampard or Gerrard, he can win balls or direct the play or score goals. Plus, he can discuss everything from philosophy to morrissey to the Clash. In short, Joe is a real rock star. Really? Oh dear, if Johnny Halliday can be, why not? Le Point, however, the weekly magazine, are rather less convinced. Joey Barton is un bandit du football, says the paper. His past is full of fights, alcohol and prison, like something out of a Ken Loach or Guy Ritchie film. Well, there's a substantial difference, but anyway, the French Championship, which has made public enemy number ones in the past of Cyril Roule and Eric Demeco, me neither, is now at risk from the ultimate bad boy. But his antics will be less tolerated here. They do predict, though, that the classic with Paris Saint-Germain should be extra spicy this season, and they're right. Imagine it, Ibrahimovic against Joey Barton. It's on the 7th of October, that match, as long as he's not got another ban by then, of course. Right, item 2 then, Ronaldo. He's sad. All this week he's been pouting all over the Spanish papers. What's behind his pained expression? Well, tight trousers was my guess, but the printer take a rather different view of Wickedy Watts making Chris cross. Indeed, Marcus say it's love. He's not getting enough affection in the locker room. The biggest blow, reveals the paper, was when Marcelo, who used to be his best friend, said that Messi was the world's best player and that Iker Casillas should get the Ballon d'Or. Imagine that. Well, over in the Catalan capital, naturally, they take a different view. El Mundo Deportivo, triste, sad, equals dinero, money. Sport, go even further. It's a scandalo. Cristiano is threatening Madrid, and they say they're fed up with him. The fans in Madrid are preparing a reprimand and the club are willing to let him go now. But, say Sport, Barcelona wouldn't have him, not even if he was free. Now, one thing that all the papers are unanimous on is that in the current economic crisis in Spain, a footballer, and a highly paid one too, not celebrating goals and complaining about professional problems is a bit of a disgrace. So there. Well, what other news do we have for you? Interesting article in the Gazzetta dello Sport this Thursday debunking the myth of Milan Lab, Milan's legendary high-tech training and rehab program. Thing is, the paper's added up the numbers and it reveals here that Milan's players have missed 6 times as many days through injury over the last year or so than their rivals Juventus. Here's the chart that proves it, and look, they've missed 50% more than the next worst team, Lazio. Fascinating. Not quite as fascinating, though, as another story in Tuesday's edition of the paper on the storm at Riccione. 2 teams and maybe thrown out of the tournament. Story here of Riccione from Romagna, who play down in Serie D in Italy, the 5th tier of the Italian game, and who last weekend were due to face the Tuscan side Tuttocuoio from San Miniato at their enigmatically named Leparia ground. Only thing is, 2 Riccionis turned up for the match, both claiming to be the real one. Basically, the former owner of the club had decided to hand over to a new man, then after a dispute changed his mind and found another fellow to take the reins. But both new owners went ahead and built teams, and this Sunday both set out in their team buses, racing, one likes to think, along the Autostrada to the Leperaya Stadium, where one team leapt in to secure the dressing room, but to no avail, amid cries of "I'm Riccione," "No, I'm Riccione," and considerably more Riccione than Yeo. A scuffle broke out. The ref said, "No, I'm sorry," and sent them all home, and Riccione's fans, both sets of them, are now preparing for the worst. "This, indeed, is the blackest day of our history," said the mayor. Well, it certainly was a flaky business at the Lepera. Hopefully they won't let their heads drop, eh? Yeah. Well, that's it for this week's paper review. More top stuff next Friday, so do make sure you join us then.